Shalom, shalom. Okay. Shalom, shalom. Ka halala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kodash. Babylon to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, brothers who's pushing this truth in the four corners, the highways and byways. Again, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kodash. Brakatam. So brother Yashima here with another video. Hope this one is exciting, you know. Just gonna go off the spirit. Starting with, 2 Corinthians 13 and the 5th verse. Right, it says, examine yourself whether ye be in the faith. Alright? Okay. Okay. It says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Alright? And in order to examine, is an examination is basically a thorough check. To check yourself, to check within, to check your where it be your mindset, your habits, the IQ of basically your faults, your weakness. All right, checking basically for the things that hold us back in this thing of ours, the things that may cause us to be weakened. All right, whatsoever things that may cause us to select you can select you. Just pass a brother by day, just had to stop and greet. But nevertheless, as I was saying, we examine ourselves whereby check to see if we basically have the upper hand spiritually and mentally, when it comes to this truth. Meaning that there's we check for the things and basically set up a defense, and the things that we're checking for is the things that may cause us to fall out, cause us to weak out, cause us to get emotional, cause us to lack understanding, and stuff like that. So we examine ourselves. You understand? We examine ourselves. We examine the things that what we are a part of. If it's taking more time, away from us, than this truth, we examine the circle, our circle, whether it be our family, the way how we have our household running, how our household is running, how it may affect us. You understand? We check these things, our friends, the people that we engage with, You know, what spirit they're rubbing off on. These different things, you know, that may affect us and may affect us while we're in this faith. You know. So reading again from the top, you know, 2 Corinthians 13 and verse 5, it says, examine yourselves. It says, whether ye be in the faith. Alright? And the faith is talking about this thing of ours with regards, you know, the understanding in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Alright? With regards, you know, this hope. This hope that we hope for. You know. With regards if our interest in the things we're hoping for, because you know at first you could have the hope and later on you lose that hope. You know, because your hope is distracted by something else and you tend to hope more in the world. Alright, hey, this job is doing it for me, I'm making it, you know, I'm making dollars, you know, and such kind of shit. Right? It's written, when thou comes to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. You know? You know, exhorting the disciples, you know, through much tribulation we shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. You know, so we got a lot of things whereby, you know, we must suffer, and the examination of ourselves is to see if we are capable to go through these things, or if you're not capable, you know, build yourself up so you could be capable. Yeah. You know, don't just accept, all right, this is the fall, this is basically it. You understand? This is basically, you know, it for me, the destruction. You know, which that is unacceptable. It should not be. It should not be. So going on, it says, prove your own selves. Know ye not that your own selves, how that Yahushua Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates? So how do we know if Yahushua Mashiach is in us? We know by, you know, the spirit of prophecy, the care to the brotherhood, the love of brethren, you know, the care to the ministry of this faith. You know, doing what we're supposed to do, keeping on the videos. Again, going back to even the people that we are part of, because hey, this is not the time to do kicking it up with two-thirds. You know, losing yourself over, you know, a two-third. Alright? You know, and hey, most of all, you know, is putting Yahweh Shemir Shai first, man, in everything. Giving thanks. Right? You forefront in prayer. You know, these things we give thanks to Yahweh Shemir Shai for. Right? These things we give thanks to Yahweh Hashem Yeshai for. You know. So yeah. You know, and a reprobate is basically one that is basically back here again for judgment. You know? One who's condemned to judgment. To be judged. Alright? Going on. But I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates. Alright? Because that's the thing. This circle, this ministry, the disciples, they are not reprobates. You know. Men of the Lord, you know, that do Yahweh Power's goodwill. You know. That do the things that are meaningful. That do things, you know, which whether they be a good deed. You know. You know, so we give praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you know, daily for keeping us in this faith, taking out the spirit away from us. Alright? You know, keeping us on point. Keeping us on point. So yeah, brothers, you know, basically examine yourself. We need to examine ourselves. Alright? Ensure that we're in this thing, you know, all the way. Alright? Alright, you know, with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Chakodash. You know, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. And salutations to you brothers who's pushing the truth in the four corners, the highways and byways. Again, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Chakodash. Shalom. Till the next video.